You know, because some of them were going even lower than what that base price would be. Remember how we talked about, say, 15,000?
Yep.
When you add on your homestead exemption, they're dropping down to 5 when you're setting them at 15. Is that where we want to be? Or do we want to bump them to 20, 25, you know, as a base, if they're livable? Because let's say with 20 that...
How big is the number and how big is it going to be 5 years from now?
What's the number? How big is it going to be? I don't understand.
How big is the number that are that old now?
Right.
And how many will there be 5 years?
4 years.
Or more, or 4, just added,
Yeah.
pick a number of years and just add.
Well, yeah, because we're supposed to touch every piece of property every 4 years.
Right.
So that's where I go. We're going to look at this, like I told Sue. I says we don't have to redo mobile homes next year, even though that depreciation list, like you're saying, everyone's going to fall down low. We're not doing them again next year. Every 4 years we should be looking at them. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, I mean, that's where it, you know, if they're livable, that's the question on the table. If they're livable, how much value do they have?
Yeah.
There's a septic, there's a well, you know.
And if you've got a family living there, how much does that cost in the town every year? And you know, and how, you know, that can add up to a lot of numbers.
But our intention was that 15.
Nothing against families, but
Yeah.
you know.
They're already currently the bottom price, the bottom assessment is 25,000, and I'm wondering if we should leave it there, because with your $10,000 homestead exemption,
It's
that drops you down to
15 then?
15. Yeah.
It's beginning to look that way, yeah.
You got any thoughts on that?
That 25,000 looks like it's.
Now, if a trailer, mobile home
Yep.
is on a lot,
Yep. On its own lot, not a park.
that's what you're talking about right now, right?
Anyone,
We're talking all in general.
all in general, whether the park or not. The park owns the land.
Because the
The
mobile
individual-
itself
Okay,
is
alright.
still worth a set amount, no matter what.
And if you're on a lot, you own the land and the trailer.
Right. You get
Mobile
taxed for both.
homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, the state sets that way, don't they? It doesn't matter to them whether it's in a park or not. The value of a given trailer is the same. It's what they say when they assess. The state standard.
Well, there's a state standard that we're looking at. We don't have to go by that if
Right.
we had the experience to be able to go out and put valuation on every one of them.
Right.
But we're going by this standard because, in general, there always hasn't been that expertise in the office, and this will set up a format that is going to be adjusting for the depreciation of mobile homes, which has never happened before. Which definitely needs to be. The other thing I was looking at today, that standard, that format that we've been looking at, is it's not accounting for all the furnishings inside, you know, which is another 10% of.
Yeah.
So let's say the value was 60,000.
And if we go there, you've got to charge across the boards.
Right. Well, it's
Whatever
easy.
we do, yeah.
Right.
We have to, in all fairness, we have to.
Yep, and that's the wholesale price. So, like I was showing Sue, I said, so if there's a $60,000 mobile home, then they're saying that, you know, according to that standard, which it'd be $6,000 worth of countertops and, you know, appliances inside. Everything else we're supposed to be assessing for, you know. So, I mean, that's the value of the building. So that's another place you can pick up assessment.
Yeah.
The more assessment you have, the lower the mill rate.
And if we go there, then we've got to go inside. If you go inside one, you got to go inside all. That's what I'm saying, basically. Because some people will remodel.
Yes and no. I mean, because this way,
And they'll
again,
remodel and put in granite instead of.
100%, 100%. We're not going inside.
That sort of
You're
thing.
not going inside because
Right.
you don't know what's inside.
It's part of a unit.
Right. It's part of the
Right.
unit because what their base price that we've been looking at is the shell.
Yeah.
And I didn't see this other little note where it said, you know, 10% average, no higher than 10% for the wholesale price of the interior stuff. I went, oh, that will help take the sting off because we have some coming down $30,000-$40,000. You know, on a mobile home. That's a lot. That should help out a lot of people on their taxes.
That's right.
You know. But the other part of it is we lose. We got to find that assessment, and we know we're going to find it waterfront. We know we're going to find it with CMP substation. We know, you know, that's what we want to know. And
That's right.
So the more assessment we can maintain, and the lower your mill rate. Spreads that cost out even more evenly. At some point, we should be going inside. You know, you should be assessing the person that has granite countertops more than the person that doesn't. That's just how it works.
And the
But
more
we don't do that
hours-
right now.
Yeah. We have to spend hours already, and if we spend more hours, that's more cost too.
So do we want to make that base cost for mobile homes at 25? Leave it at 25. That's where it's at right now. If it's a livable home, you know, if it's not livable, we've run into those.
I believe yes, I think we should. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Leave it where it's at. It's not, I don't think it's unfair.
No.
I don't think it's unfair to the other homeowners in town.
No, because if it's unlivable, as some people claim, but they're
Yeah.
still living there,
Yeah.
then you go talk to the code officer and we'll have it condemned. You know, I mean, really, that's where I'm at. If
Correct.
you want it lower than that, then condemn it.
Remove it from the property and you know you've got land.
Yeah.
Instead of, other buildings and land, whatever.
So I'll make a motion to leave the base mobile home price at 25,000, as previously said.
Second the motion.
All in favor? I'll pass that on to Sue.
Aye.
Okay. I'm trying to get this done and set before the assessing school, 1st of August.
Okay, do the motion for me again. Motion to us to leave,
Yeah, the base price on mobile homes at 25,000 as previously said.
price on mobile home assessments.
Yep.
I never took shorthand.
Yeah, I'm working on that list too with her.
Wish you
so-
paid attention now, huh?
Yeah, well, actually, there can be somebody in here doing this. They're supposed to be, but if we weren't short-handed, they probably would be.
Right.
Yeah, you need a stenographer.
Yeah.
No, they're supposed to be, that's what we have a selectman's assistant for.
Right.
And
Sue is
she's been
actually their
used for in
assistant.
past years.
Sue's actually their assistant, but she's been working so much out on the counter she doesn't have time to come in here.
Right.
So it'd be good to get that new person in.
Okay, and waterfront, I've already gone through and gone on the, looked at the sales, and I'll present that later at a later time when we get those numbers all pulled together. And
I'll have you.
we should be looking pretty good, I think.
Yep.
The faster we can get that done, the faster we can, the sooner we can do the MVR, municipal valuation report, and once that tax rate's set, commit the taxes, and get the tax bills going out. The sooner we can get the tax bills going out, the more cash flow we'll have coming in, and hopefully not take the tan.
If you can read my scratch in that bottom paragraph.
Works for me.
Don't do that.
Yep,
Yeah, would you like to see it?
What else I'm working on? Pretty much. Oh, yeah, I got that right here. Brought mine in.
Ah, there we go.
This is put out by the state. This is the most recent one they have, is July 2012. And this was the easiest way to calculate depreciation. So if you have a mobile home, here's your width, and these are your lengths. And this is what they're saying the values were as of 2012, which is the most recent that they have. Okay, so let's say you come up with a value of 37,420 on this width and length, 10 foot by 60. So then you would come over here. Well, that's your value. Then you would factor how old it is. That's what you got to look at. So if it was 10 years old, you'd go down to 10. You'd have 22% depreciation, 78% life still remaining. So you'd take this number here, multiply it by this 0.78, and that gives you the new value. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're looking
But
at.
it can only go down to 25%. It can only go down to 25,000.
25,000. Yep. Because there are some that are old. There are some I think we'll run across 1968 people are still living in. But if you're living in it, it still has value to it. I mean, really, if you followed this, you would owe them money. You know, so you can't do that.